The following is a recreated video and audio log found on an abandoned base after a Thargoid revenant attack. The video and audio has been reconstructed and may contain some glitches. Personal log, day -1, base hab personnel cleanup. The day started as normal. I woke up, got ready, put my MAV suit on, grabbed a few extra energy cells just in case, and headed out the door. Its familiar hiss was the sign my day had truly started. The lights in the corridors were bright, and everything still looked shiny and new, even though this base was getting on in years. Built well is what I'd heard the engineers say a few times, built to withstand ground assault, micrometeors, and seismic activity. I said good morning to a visiting commander who was here to complete some task or another, or maybe just knock off a bunch of our components again. I strolled through the halls towards my gear station, nodded my head at some fellow workers, and generally just went about my business on autopilot. About halfway there, I stopped. I could hear something? Or maybe feel it? I don't know anymore. I stared into a darkened corner near some crates that were stacked up. Maybe it was a slight tremor? I'll ask one of the engineers later. They usually kept track of these things. The authorization scan beeped at me as I approached. My level 2 credentials got me into the gear area without any issues. I collected my cleaning stuff and went to work.
Hold on, Commander.
Another scan. I stood still and let him raise the scanner towards me. I hadn't left the base in almost 2 years, so it was just one of the routine ones that had to be logged and reported. He found nothing, but as the scan ended, his gaze shifted, up and over my shoulder. His eyes went wide, hit his shield button, and grabbed my shoulder, shoving me back towards the base. I hit my shields as well and started running. What I'd felt earlier, I felt again. As I ran, I could hear the shouting over the radio, the laser fire, the ships taking off, explosions. A scout ship had buzzed the base a few times before, but never like this. It had never stopped and hovered like some bad 21st century sci-fi film. Its center opened as we watched, and it started spewing out small, green, yellowy drones that immediately went to work taking out the security personnel and civilians. I know we're close to Maelstrom deployments. Daily we would hear the security updates from the front lines. We'd heard about settlements going dark, but that could never happen to us, right? The anti-Xeno pilots were doing a good job of holding back the alien fleet. They were. I sprinted inside, running towards my quarters against the flow of evacuating people. I just felt like I needed to grab a picture of my family from my quarters. It's funny the things your brain does in an emergency. We'd all been trained, drilled, almost beaten into us that the fact was, when there was an emergency, you just go. Even with the alarm telling me to leave my belongings behind, I just felt like I couldn't. I needed to get them. Things can be replaced, but people cannot. It was a mistake that I would regret. As I rounded a corner into a hallway with a long window, I saw them again, close to the base. They were here. I saw ships exploding as they tried to take off, dead base employees strewn around, and the scouts still hovering. One of the drones saw me and alerted the others. There was bright yellow lights as they came towards me. A yellow glob of liquid pulsing was shot from one of the drones at me. It hit the glass window. The window didn't break, but the shockwave penetrated it and sent me flying sideways into the wall. Sirens, darkness, Thargoids roaring.